All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and I'm going to continue on with our conversion of our BMI GUI database app from ADO.NET to Entity Framework Core. And I found some mistakes. I found some mistakes that I had in here, so I'm going to try to fix those right now. I was looking up different things online. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go back to my context file right here. All right, so I want to have using Entity Framework Core using. I also want using Microsoft.extensions.configuration. And of course you have to spell Microsoft correct. Okay, so I'm not worried about that right now. So let's see. Namespace is correct. This should be DB set with a capital S. Again, I'm just looking for possible errors in here. This was spelled incorrectly. They should be use, not user. So that'll fix that. Again, there are other problems in here as well, unfortunately. All right, so those were two of the ones that I found right away. All right, let's see. I went and looked and they even print out some stuff from online. So let's see. It says Entity Framework Core is a NuGet package. It's not a project reference, so you'll never see Microsoft.Entity Framework Core. So should never have looked for that. Okay. I fixed those. It said to check my target framework, but it is set to version 8, which it should be. So again, let me, not sure what the problem still is here, but I've got that, and as you can see, this works. Let's do a file save all here. And let's go to this one. It's going to give me errors, but that one built okay. You can see all the errors I still have in this one. Wow. It's telling me in our project here, we should be having these two things in there. So hopefully that got a few of the errors it fixed. But I'm still not sure why I'm getting the other ones. So again, I'm going to pause, keep looking and see if I can find them. Be right back. All right, again, I've been online. I've been trying to research this. I think I know what the problem is. All right, we'll see in just a minute. The problem is if I go into the BMI library right here, and I go under dependencies, it's not showing any dependencies in here for entity framework. All right, so I'm going to try to see if I can get these in there right now. So I'm going to go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager, Package Manager Console. All right. Okay, at the top of the window here, it shows the default project. I want to change that to BMI Library. That's the problem. All right. Now I want to come in and I want to install the packages. Now if I go back, I'm going to make this a lot smaller. All right, now you can see it's added this stuff in here. So I'm going to do a File, Save All, and under Packages now you can see these have been added. So I'm going to now go back to first my DB context file, and you'll notice I'm down to one error right now, this configuration manager. We're going to try to fix that in a moment. The point is everything else now works. And if I go to my EF person repository, there's no errors in there either. Again, I think I can get rid of these. All right, so that's a great start. All right, now let's see. I believe for the configuration manager, I have to install that as a project reference. So let's see. It's not shown in here. It says it does not exist. Show potential fixes. Using Microsoft. See if that does it. That did not fix the problem. I added this, but it did not fix the problem here. I look at my code, double check and make sure I wrote that correctly to begin with, which I think I did. Again, we're sitting pretty good right now in that there's only one error left in here for us to fix. And I did that. All right, stop one more time. again, this is the kind of thing that I come in here and I just Google, Visual Studio error, configuration manager not being referenced, not available. Add, go to the Net tab and choose System Configuration. See if that works. Well, let me stop for a minute. I'm going to keep looking, and I'll let you know as soon as I find it. All right, it looks like the configuration manager is in the NuGet package manager. So I'm going to come in here and try to install that. It said that was a legacy thing, and it's not recommended because it's more older, but it did get rid of my error. All right. So let's go back and review what we've done here. All right. Our BMI library, we had to go back in and we had to add references to the packages Microsoft Entity Framework Core 8.0.22, Microsoft Entity Framework Core.Design 8.0.22, Microsoft Entity Framework Core.SQL Server 8.0.22, Microsoft Entity Framework Core.Tools 8.0.22, and System.Configuration Manager, and that was 10.0.1. That added the following lines into our BMI library CS proj file. These two, and this one. And the big change was in the package manager, the default project had been set to BMI EF Core 01. I needed it to be set to BMI library. All right, so all of that stuff was done. All right, so let's do a file save all and let's close that one. From there, we did our BMI DB context file. And again, there are some things in here I guess we don't need, so we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. All right. Now this, as you can see, inherits from or implements DB context. All right. What this is doing is this is saying basically what we're going to be building here is a set of person entities that's going to be referred to as people. When we configure this, we're using the configuration manager and we're letting it know that our connection string is BMI database 02. That is the connection string. All right. Then we also, oops, let's cancel. Let's do a file save all here. All right. Then we created this EF person repository, which is basically the database version of our iPerson repository. All right. And all the errors that we had in there are now gone too. We have to create a new BMI DB context for everything we're doing. This is going to allow us to add. This is going to allow us to do select or to show what's there. This will allow us to clear. This will check whether or not something's empty. And we also created our own mapping entity in here. All right. So what is left for us to do is to come back in here, and really right now what we've done is in our BMI lib, we added a data folder. In that data folder, we put our personentity.cs file. We put our BMI DB context.cs file. We also added an EFPerson repository.cs. What we need to add in here, what we want to add, so we have CRUD capability, all right, is we're going to add 3 more forms. These forms are going to be FRM person list, FRM person edit, and FRM person delete. So we're able to do those 3 options. That's what we've got left to do. If we can do that, and if we can get that to run, then there's one more step we're going to have onto here, and that is, and I'm just going to show it to you right now, that is I'm going to type in learn.microsoft.com, and I'm going to put in here C# data grid view. All right. And we're going to look at what a data grid view is. Okay. All right. So that's where we are, and that's where we'll be going. Be back in just a couple minutes.